In this video, we'll talk about the BPI status on the F6 screen of the Wheelhouse 2 software program. The F6 screen comes up as a normal part of the startup, and it allows you to select your position source and your vessel particulars. There's another piece of information on that screen that's important, and that is the status of the Bluetooth Pilot Interface, the BPI. So right here showing the charge on the battery is 17%, the time remaining, USB power. That means it's connected to the hardwire USB and it's getting power from there. If I disconnect that hard wire, then in a few seconds you're going to see the remaining time of operation on the battery. That should come up any minute now. 5 hours and 32 minutes. Got a green check mark here indicating that data, that's AIS data, has been found and the wiring is okay, and the age of the data is 0. The scan is a diagnostic to help Raven technical people or anyone who understands how to use this information. There's a column for voltage. Now typically the data will be found where there's the highest voltage level between a wire pair, and this is where the data should be, between TXA and TXB, and that's the highest one. Flags is recognition of messages. So this could have been, if you had enough room there, you could have written recognition of messages. And so and this transitions is the transitions between negative and positive on a typical RS-422 data link. So this is showing normal capture of the data on a properly wired PPI plug. If I, for example, were to stop the data, I can do that, and then when I do that, you're going to see all these voltages go to 0. And so that's the case where there is no data. And this will dynamically update. You see it going there. This is the case where there is no data presented to the BPI. Okay, I'm going to give it some data again. Restart the data. And there we go. And when this goes, we will have data found. See, okay, so now it says, should say here pretty soon, data found, wiring okay. There you go. Now, what would happen if I turned off the power to the BPI? Let's do that. I'm turning off the power switch. And you can see the age of data starts to count up. Now what's going to happen is this is going to count up to about 15 seconds, and at which time you're going to get an offline. There at about 10 seconds you got the yellow flag, and at 15 seconds you get red. And this is telling you that the BPI cannot be found. It's not online. Now this was an important recent enhancement so that the pilot can tell when the device is online or not. Because sometimes the device is online but can't get AIS data. But this is the case where the device is not online. I'm going to turn the BPI back on. And within a few seconds we ought to get we got the data search. It's looking for the data, it sees the BPI, it's on, and then finally it gets it. So that was pretty quick after turning it on, that the data was found. Now some people may be used to looking at AIS client for status. If I stop the data for AIS client, it will also start a count up on seconds since the last message from the transponder. And notice it says the BPI is online, but it's searching for AIS data. Now you don't have to look here if you don't want to, but this is also a recent enhancement to AIS client to help you know the difference between being connected to the BPI but not getting any AIS data versus not being connected to the BPI. Back on the F6 screen, the status is data search, wiring ? And then let's turn on some data. And it should be status should change here. Data found, wiring okay pretty soon. There we go. So that's it for the BPI status on the F6 screen.